sides of every story.
Yeah.
It can't
and the
be
truth.
that
There's three sides, not two.
Exactly.
Three. Ours, theirs, and the truth. Ours is the truth.
Yeah, the rats. I don't understand how everybody on the social media believes everything they say, but they never want to hear the other side.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got a special guest joining me. Let me introduce him, Mr. Sonny Grasso.
Hey,
Sonny Grasso, what's going on, man?
I'm a guest. How are you, brother?
How you doing, killer?
Doing good, killer.
Congratulations on your role, man.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah, you got some big things going on.
Yeah, well, wait till we start doing that ministry.
You've been in a lot of movies, huh?
Huh?
You've been in a lot of movies, right?
I've been, yeah.
How many?
I haven't, not since 19 in the 70s and early 80s, and then I went on my own way. But probably I've been about 7. You know, some with speaking roles, some with not, some I didn't need to speak.
I've been in one
except
so
for
far.
my cousin.
I've been in one so far, and I got one on the way.
There you go. That's all it takes.
You already know, man. Things are really progressing pretty fast. A lot of people are watching the show. I'm getting a lot of feedback. Things are great. Things are great right now, man.
Well, you do a great job. I got to be honest. You really do.
Thank you.
Very professional. They all flow very nicely, and the content is outrageous.
Yeah, so, a lot of people are saying I put out things that other people they're not like inclined to do that. I guess I don't know.
Well,
they don't progress, you know.
They don't have your talent, so I see Mr. Merlino in the background. I would assume that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, today there's been some information out there that the New York mob, and let me make something clear. I usually don't talk about active people. Like, that's not my thing. I talk about people who cooperated, people in the past. I don't get people in trouble. That's not my stilo. I don't want anyone to be in trouble. So the New York Mafia, shout out to Scott Bernstein. He put out an episode, and I mean, I've known this for a while, but I find it interesting. The New York mob is very upset that Joey Merlino has been doing his podcast.
Oh,
for obvious reasons. And I guess from what's going around on the street is they had a sit down about not recognizing Philadelphia anymore because of it. Because the FBI still looks at Joey Merlino as the boss of Philly. But from what I can see, I thought he walked away from the life. Like, I thought he was done. Like,
well, that's what he said many times.
I don't know.
He said, I gave up the life of crime. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
he wasn't happy with his return back for what he did. He didn't give up any names. He did it. He stood, as they say, like a man. And there was nothing, no envelopes, no welcome home, no nothing. And he didn't like that either. He wasn't looking to be revered as the boss's home, nothing like that. But he did the right thing. Where's my pat on the back? Nobody stopped by and took care of his family or anything while he was gone either. So I think
that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes. You got to expect that type of shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
When I went to prison, when I was in a street gang, they didn't do shit for me.
When you came back,
Nothing. No,
no.
it wasn't like that. They don't give
So
a shit. I mean, in
maybe
prison, they look out for you in prison. They have a kitty. They give you a, starter package.
oh, for the commissary, yeah.
Yeah, but then when I left the gang, I felt like I was better off. Like I wasn't involved with all the bullshit. But it was it's a hard transition to go from being involved with an organization to not being involved with it anymore. Like, because when I got out of prison, I got out of the gang. It was over. I got out the way I guess you're supposed to. I got terminated, which they beat the shit out of you, almost kill you, and they let me walk away. And that's what I did.
Same way you came in, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So
just to remind you.
Yeah, I mean, they can kill you, man. Like they don't.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they don't have to let you walk away. They let some people walk away though. So what happened in my situation is, they suspected that I was sleeping with the the boss, with the president's wife.
That's not good.
Girlfriend. It didn't happen. It was all a lie. People were lying. So they beat me up severely, right? And after that happened, they called a meeting and they rectified the situation.
How do they do that? They unbeat you up?
Can't really tell you guys how they did that, but
Okay, all right.
They rectified it. And
all right, good. Did they beat her
asked,
up?
No. But they asked me to stay. And yeah, they asked me to stay and not be out. But by this point, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this shit. And they let me walk.
Right.
So before there was rumors out there, oh, this guy's got a price on his head and all. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, I took care of all of that like a man. I stood on business, and I didn't go to the police. I didn't take a ambulance ride. I didn't do none of that. I went home and I healed up, and I walked away, and that's it. And then I had to go to prison on a prison sentence without them backing me up. So, I mean, I was nervous, thinking it's going to be a really rough ride in prison, because I don't have them backing me up. But I made it through, and I didn't need them. And I felt like a lot of people were going to prison and joining gangs, and it just wasn't me, man. I felt like if you went to prison and joined a gang, that was some sucker shit. Because how come you're not in the gang on the street? You're not putting in work on the street. You got to go to prison and run to them for protection. I did the opposite. I got out and then went to prison.
You go through a life of loneliness when you leave that quote unquote family that you've been running with and laughing.
Yeah, they're your whole life, man.
Yeah.
They're your whole life. Like that's all I thought I had. And
look at you now.
I know. Look at me now. Things are progressing. I'm moving in a great direction. So what does Joey Merlino do in this situation?
Yeah, I didn't think he was doing anything wrong. He didn't name any names. He just talked about some shit that he did. And when he first came out and I started watching him, I was fucking hysterical. I loved it. He reminded me of the guy. In my life, I've walked and broken bread with people on both sides of the street, from police chiefs to bosses all the way down, captains and underboarder. And everybody gets treated the same way as far as I don't judge you. You are who you are, and that's it. And I am who I am. So it was like hanging out with those guys when I would watch him with his language and his mannerisms, and he cracked me up. And this is kind of, I don't know. I think I get it why they're upset. I guess he's bringing a little too much light to life, I guess, right?
No, Gianni, Palermo does care. Palermo's the one that brung Joey Merlino into the life. And the reason why they don't want him on here telling stories, doing whatever, is because it'll open the floodgates for other people to think it's okay to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or maybe they already had, a little knock on the door,
Could be.
And Joey Merlino the other day said this on his show, that he did this and he beat this guy up. Were you there? Do you know who did it? Did you know anything about it? And that's something they don't want. So I get it. I didn't look at it that way. I was looking at it from an entertainment point of view, which was very entertaining. He's a funny guy. He's deadpan, which I always love that kind of humor. But I guess he's kind of doing like what Gotti did, right? Bringing too much.
No, this is way crossing the line more than Gotti did.
Yeah, that's
He's put
true.
his life on the microscope. He's like really talking about stuff. He's not taking pictures. It's a little different, man.
Yeah,
He wasn't doing interviews. And some people say, oh, Merlino was doing interviews a long time ago and all this shit.
Well, that's true.
This
Everywhere
is
he
way
went,
different. Way different.
with his mostly with his charity stuff, he would always invite the news people to come and film it and everything, and show what he was giving back to the homeless and kids and all that other stuff. Because that's true. That's not for show. That's who he's about. But
Hey,
you said about having
Gianni, we can agree to disagree, okay? That's it. Like it is what it is. New York is very upset about Joey Merlino. I've been known this for a long time. I just never talked about it. They were very upset that he was getting on a podcast and doing his thing. That's well known. A lot of people know this. I just never did a show on it because I didn't feel it was really relevant. But I guess from what some people are saying is that they don't want him to do the show anymore. Like they want him to stop because they don't want other people who are in that life to think that it's okay to go on social media and flaunt their lifestyle, flaunt what they're doing, and give out information. It's not, it's not privy to that life. You don't have active gang members doing it. I mean, yeah, I guess you do, right?
Well, yeah.
Active gang members do go on the internet and show guns and all this other shit.
Right. But, if you go back to the day, not that long ago either, that oath that you take to get into that life was revered and was lived by, and it was held tight. And if you did go that way, there were repercussions that were carried out. And it's not that way anymore. So people are jumping in and, running with them, and then, hopefully getting that button, whatever it is, and taking the oath under the thinking that, and if I fuck up or if they're coming after me, I'm just going to go talk. Fuck it. I'm going to talk before somebody else talks. And that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah,
for
but
the whole
I don't
thing.
think Joey Merlino would ever talk.
No.
Ever
No,
like that,
no.
There's a big difference between going on here and telling stories and putting football picks to cooperating with the government. That's a huge difference. And these dumbass rats that are out there, they feel like he's cooperating because he's on the internet. That is not the case.
No, it's not.
They're just mad that they couldn't be stand-up men and do their fucking time and not cooperate and be on the internet, but he could.
Yeah, well, they can.
Yeah, that's the reason why they're mad.
Yeah,
they couldn't do it.
They would love to do that. I'm sure they got a billion stories to tell, but their pals, their defenders, protectors, tell them no. That's in their agreement that they make. You can't do that. You can't give interviews. You can't go on TV. You can't have your own podcast. So you got your freedom. You got your stamp on your head, but at least you're walking around free. And that used to mean something. Aside from being a rat, it used to mean something to them, like they justify it. I got to be with my family. So fuck it. Never had nothing to do with your family, ever. Had to do with your own ass. You protected your own ass, and you betrayed everybody. And as you always say, what did you do to those families that took the same oath. What did you do to them? You know,
they don't ever talk about their cooperation on how
right.
they cooperated to save their own ass. Why don't they tell the truth? Like Mikey Scars, he cooperated because they were taking his money from him. That's what
Correct.
he did.
Correct. Michael
All
too.
these other
Francis.
people did it too to save their own asses, but they can't admit it. They can't.
Michael Francis got to keep everything. Property, money, everything.
Because he
And
cooperated.
moved out.
He's a
And he
rat,
says
man.
he says he
Bottom
didn't
line,
cooperate.
he's a
Joey
rat.
Molino showed the paperwork on it, or as they say, I got the receipts, like you say.
Yeah,
Molino had the receipts and say, wait a minute, this guy's a fucking liar right here. I got the paperwork, what are the 302s? I got them right
Thomas
here.
Joey would never talk, but still shouldn't be on the internet. He's a stand-up guy, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if he walked away from the life, should he be allowed to be on the internet and do his stories?
You know, well, I agree with him, you know, to a certain point. What are you going to do at his age coming back out? I get that. This was an easy thing for him. He loves to talk. He loves to reminisce. He is funny. He is charming. He is the king of Philadelphia, and he's making tons of fucking money. You know, in the genre, he's leading them. I think almost everybody as far as that goes. But should he be on there? I don't think any of them should be on there. I think, you know, if the government can sit down, even though it was done by somebody else, though, and concoct a thing called the RICO Act, right, which is basically based on unconstitutionality. How come you can't put together an act that says you cannot have a podcast? You can't. You can't go on. You can go on and talk about, like you said, football, your girlfriend, this and that, da da da. You got laid last night, whatever. But you can't talk about past acts where you did criminal activity. All right. So now you got some rules you got to go by. I agree. I agree with that.
Like, I think that these cooperators, it should be in their contract. They're not allowed to go on the internet and talk about all this shit because it's like they're rubbing it in people's faces. Another thing, these FBI agents, they retire, they write books with the rats. Now tell me that's not a conspiracy.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Absolutely.
It's a huge fucking conspiracy, man.
Yeah,
it shows you that this shit is corrupt as hell.
Well, I won't say the name, but there was an FBI retired agent that was writing a book with a big top guy, and it was about how they both started out in life in the same neighborhood, and one went one way, and one went the other way. So you've seen a million movies like that, but this book was going to tell about how they got back together, you know, through life circumstances.
Bill Bonanno, right? Bill Bonanno did it with Johnny Roscoe.
Bill Bonanno did it too, yeah. Bill Bonanno, he's got a lot of stories that are like Swiss cheese, though. You know, I mean, I won't get into a one-on-one with you over a sambuca.
I'm talking about the real Bonanno. I'm talking about Salvatore's son.
Right,
Salvatore's father, the one that passed away, Bill.
Yeah, I'm talking about the son. You know, he's all over the place.
Salvatore, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
asked
all
him,
over the place.
I said, do you think your grandfather cooperated? Do you think that your father cooperated? I think they did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
They were shelved from life. That's why they were sent out to Arizona, man. That's like no man's land. You get shelved, you go out to Arizona.
Yeah. Have you seen that Sylvester Stallone series?
Yeah, a little bit of it. I watched some of it.
Fucking stupid.
It's like, man, someone goes into a weed shop and does that type of shit, they're going to prison right away. Right away.
He took over the whole fucking town in one day, just about. You know? It's like the number one or number two show on the streaming platforms. So ridiculous. And that in there lies the problem overall about that life. It is so glamorized that we become numb to the actual things that they're doing, the violence and the beatings and the shootings and stealing and everything else, and the shit that's being left behind by what they do. You know, I used to go to dinner a lot with a lot of friends from that way, and if they ever started talking about business, I would get up and leave, and I go outside, have a cigarette, make a phone call or whatever. And they started to get a little ticked and pissed off. And one day, Captain came out and goes, "The fuck is your problem?" I said, "What do you mean? Because you keep getting up and leaving." I said, "Hey, if you're going to talk business, that's your business. I'm not going to be part of that for two reasons. I'm going to protect my ass, but I'm protecting your ass. So I don't have to lie. I can say, I have no idea. I was not part of that conversation. And then they thought about it and went, oh, that's pretty smart. All right, never mind. Like, I didn't need your permission anyway. You know, I'm not on paper with you guys. We're friends supposed to be having dinner, and you start talking about things I don't need to hear, and I won't hear. So
it's better you just don't hear.
Of course, because then I'm going to get the knock on the door. You know, how do I know they weren't outside filming? So you went to dinner with Bill Staxx, huh? Yeah. Well, what did you guys talk about? What do you mean?
Well, we got the tape right here. They were talking business. You're sitting right next to him. What the fuck you mean you don't know?
100%. Yeah. And that's where I think Joey gets the idea that he's okay with doing that because he's only talking about himself, but he's not. In essence,
he's by proxy,
he didn't do
he's talking about other people. It's a ripple effect.
Yep,
it could have some real dire consequences for a lot of people out there.
I'll tell you what, Bill. If he drops his Patreon account and does go offline, then he's going to be looked at that we were right. He is still part of that life because he was told by New York, stop the podcast, and he did. If he's free from the life, he's free to say, fuck you, I'm doing this. Yeah. I'm not naming it. So 100%. If he disappears, then that question's been answered. And then he can expect to be, followed and everything else. So,
So I got a video of
me?
No, yeah, you in a restaurant with some guys. No, I got a video of Joey Merlino and Little Snuff talking about some things, and we're gonna take a look at
very story.
Yeah.
It can't
and the
be
truth.
That,
There's three sides, not two.
Exactly.
Three. Ours, theirs, and the truth. Ours is the truth.
Yeah, the rats, I don't understand how everybody on the social media believes everything they say, but they never want to hear the other side. And that's now what we're here for, because there is another side to the story.
There is another side of the story. These people are gems.
It's amazing.
Invite them over for Thanksgiving.
See, I'm not in the mob. I was never in the mob or never wanted to be in the mob. Wasn't even around that type of shit. I was around gang members. And but when I came on here, started talking to a lot of different people. I talked to active people in the mob. I talked to a few people who cooperated. I talked to a lot of people, and
I'm amazed by the people that you get to come on the show. It's awesome. It really is.
Yeah, man, it's a broad spectrum of people. It's not.
When you had John, you had John on the other night. In those couple of episodes, huh? Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
There's a bunch more on the way.
And it's from inside. It's not like you're sitting across the table with each other. He's inside doing the show with you and very well spoken, telling great stories. And the way he came across, telling it like it is. No bullshit. This is what happened. This is the way I see it. And then giving an insight into what it's like is like really inside there, being moved around and the different tiers. And wow.
Yeah, and being involved with the Aryan Brotherhood is insane. But I have Black Mafia family members too. I get both sides of the spectrum. I'm not just doing the white AB shit and not other people,
Right. Yep, absolutely. I do know
cover it all.
Yeah.
But damn, it just slipped my mind what I was gonna say. It's all good. Why can a Gambino street enforcer like Tony Pizza make money, but not Joey? Because that Gambino enforcer was never a Gambino enforcer. He's a homeless bum on the street who is telling stories. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Way to go, Bill. Hit that like. Oh, so what I was saying is, so I decided I'm going to be the opposition. I'm going to go against what these people that cooperate are talking about, because they claim that they all changed their life, but clearly they didn't. Clearly, man.
Well, no, not by coming the way they do and the things that they where they show up. And the Gene Borello and John A. Light, how can they come and say they did this, they did that, I shot this guy, I killed this guy, I killed two guards, and nothing happens to them? Whether it's full of shit or not, there's repercussions for that too. And nothing happens to them. Nobody with a badge steps in and goes, what the fuck are you doing? What are you did that? Well, I don't know. Let's go. And you bring them in and send them back for life. How come it doesn't happen? Unless a big sweep is coming.
It could possibly be. They talk so much that, I mean, that story that John A. Like told where he went into a bar and shot all these people. I looked into that, right?
Right. Yeah.
And the only 2 incidents that happened around that time were 2 women getting murdered in a bar. 2
Correct.
women.
One,
And,
which was Angel Gotti's cousin.
no, this is a totally different thing. Totally different.
Story? Oh.
Yeah, different. And the other incident was a bunch of teenagers who were in a bar having a little party after high school. They were all teenagers, and a couple of them got shot. Those are the only 2 incidents around that time where he's talking about it. So was that him? I'm just curious.
Then why isn't he doing a Bill Staxx interview from behind bars then?
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I don't want them people on my show.
No,
I offer them on to counteract what I say, and they never take me up on my offer because they know I'm going to make them look like shit.
Oh yeah, I mean you're throwing a little jab at them, but they're afraid of the right that's going to come, so they just stay away. You know, you're going like this. Come on my show. Come on, boom! Now when I got you, so they don't want.
And you know what their response is to the shows I do? I'm jealous of their success.
Jealous of theirs?
Yeah.
Or really? That's why you're doing it?
Yeah, I'm jealous of their success.
Oh my God.
It's nothing to do with it has nothing to do with that.
I did this to the door. I pushed the door in.
You ruined it. Has nothing to do with that, man.
No. You know what gets me about that thing? I mean, it makes me laugh a little bit, but is the violence of it is bad enough. You know, I grew up with 3 younger sisters, so I was always looking out for the women. That's the way I was brought up. My father, same thing, 3 younger sisters. There she is crying. He comes crashing through the fucking door, and when he knows he's off, he doesn't even say he's sorry. Do you notice that?
Oh, I have some information. I'll be sharing another time.
Okay.
Where he admits to hitting her. Admits.
And outright admits it?
Outright admits it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have that. I'm going to be sharing that pretty soon. But the reason I go after this trash bag is because he did not change his life. He's totally full of shit, and he needs to be exposed. Has nothing to do with his success. I honestly wish him success. I hope he cuts the shit and stops putting his hands on women, but it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. He's constantly doing it like it's blatant.
I remember that. Yeah. Some people can't. It's the only life they know. You know, and let me tell you something. From all the hanging out that I did with them over the years and years, you know, I got along with almost all of them. One I had to get into a little problem with, and somebody stepped in. But they're basically like lazy. Like they don't want to go out and get a job. They don't want to go out and work. And, you know, like that scene in Analyze That where, what's his name? The shithead there. He's a good actor, but not Pacino, the other guy. Oh my God, he played the Corleone Godfather, the young Godfather. He's been in a million movies with Al Pacino. Oh my God, it'll come to me. My brain is shot. But he's selling cars, and he opens the trunk. He goes, "You can fit 3 bodies in there." Did you ever see that scene?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We got a piece of trash in the chat. Hey, Bill, have fun down in the dumpster, you fucking scumbag.
De Niro, yes.
Put him in the back.
Thank you, LeBron. Who was it? We had a flush?
Make sure he's down there good. Fucking toilet's getting pretty full down there, man. Bill Mason, yeah, fuck off. Have a good time watching and not commenting.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, Bruno, analyze this.
Yeah,
and
analyze this.
Yeah, so De Niro he's working. He's trying to go straight, and he's selling cars. And he's got a couple that's really putting him through the ringer. And he opens the trunk, and he goes, "Look at this trunk. You can put 3 bodies in there."
Yeah,
because
I remember that.
because that's the life that they only know. That's what they sit around for hours, and I mean sometimes 10, 12 hours a day talking about the old time, the new time, and they don't know how to do anything else, and they can't have those conversations with anybody else. So they'd rather stay and take their chances again, you know. And when Molino went away, he I think he was sentenced to 15 or 20 years, I forget, but he got out.
No, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't that much. It wasn't. He got off pretty light on the last sentence, I think.
The last one was 3 years because he made a bet. But when he came out, that was in, I think, 2018. But I'm talking before that. I think he was sentenced to 15. He got out in 10 and for good behavior and shit. And then he made a bet, and then he had to go back in for 3. But,
like,
you know, go ahead.
Panisi cooperated because he thought they kept coming after him and that they were going to do shit to him. He said his grandma came to him in a fucking ghost and shit, and the house was shaking.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But he ended up cooperating because I guess you can't just walk away from the life. That's what the question I have for the chat and for everyone watching. Should Joey Molino be able to do a podcast and be away from that life?
Yeah. Type in 1 for yes, 2 for no. Right?
But you can't have both.
No.
Right? You can't be in that life and be on the internet like that, spilling all the beans. You can't.
And it makes me wonder now, my mind is going as you're telling me this about New York stepping in. Maybe they were the ones that were behind all these threats against the little guy there, the sponge cake, whatever the fuck his name is. And Joey, I always thought it was the quote unquote handlers that were making Borello and try to get him to do something so they could violate him and put him back in. But maybe it was the New York people trying to get him to say, this ain't working, and quit. And now they had to come physically and say, hey, we don't want him in this. We don't, you got to stop it. Now, I guess we have to watch now, right?
Hey, Chris Pierre, remove this. Okay, remove this. All right, let's get back to the video.
Yes.
When he put that up,
for the holidays. Kill your husband, your wife. They'll do whatever they want.
And you see how they're dressed. I mean,
we got to do an episode.
Yeah.
We're going to do an episode. Do you see the way they dress?
That's amazing. They can't go anywhere.
Where in they get their clothes at?
I have no idea.
The government might give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where I watch everything on social media and things like that, and everybody comes out and they're saying stories about you or saying stories about themselves, and at the end of the day, their stories hold up. Not like they lied to the government and lied to rat on their best friend. Why wouldn't they lie to everybody in the public?
Lying. Listen, this other kid, what's his name? Michael. I suck. What's Cox?
Matthew Cox.
Listen, I edited out all the swears in this. He swears a lot, man.
A lot. More than me.
Yeah, he says, quite a bit.
He says motherfucker like every 5 words.
I know. I'm trying to monetize this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
See, I suck. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing in jail. I don't know him. I never seen him.
I know.
Ever.
And he made up a whole story.
He ate lunch
with he
would never sit at our table. He'd get thrown on the table.
No.
Yeah, Chris, I got these tattoos on my face when I was sober, bro. I like them, and it's my life. And guess what? You're gonna sit here and watch me with the face tattoos. So
when he put that up there, I looked at myself on the screen like, wait a minute, I don't have one.
I'm like, I don't have none either. What the fuck's he talking about?
I don't know. Do you know the story when Joey Molino, when Scarfo Jr. got shot? I think he got shot like 10, 12 times. And 2 weeks later, he was back on the street. They missed every vital organ, whoever did it. And everybody assumed, and probably right, that Molino was behind it. So he was being interviewed by a news person, and the person said, there's a $500,000 bounty out against you, and contract. And he goes, really? I'll tell you what, give me $250,000 and I'll shoot myself. That's why I love him. It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
But the good ones have a way of making you forget what they really are, what they've done in their lifetime. I
know. Yeah.
We have a tendency as human beings to take people at face value and not really check into who they are or who they were.
It's like in prison. You could be having conversation with someone, you don't know their background, you don't know what they did. Like, And then you find out and you're like, I ain't talking to that guy no more. But you
Right.
were just having lunch with him a couple days ago. Like,
Right. Well, they're always looking for friends, but they're charmers. They're manipulators, by life. They need to be that way. And they need people around like us that if somebody ever does come knocking, that's why I did what I do whenever they started talking business. I could be a stand-up person and say, well, I don't know. I had no part of that. And that's benefits them more than it benefits me. So a lot of people don't see it that way. And a lot of people, like you said, they're like in awe of it. Like, oh wow, did you see that, man? He shot those 5 guys like nothing. It's not cool. You like being scared. That's not a way to live. Talk to the people, especially in Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. That there was only a certain area of the Bronx that was that way, but almost all of Brooklyn was. And talk to them how it was growing up. Aside from the fact that they all say the neighborhood was a lot safer, but talk to them about the bodies laying in the street and this and that, and who was hiding, who lost a father, an uncle, a brother, a cousin, because they didn't do the right thing or they were suspected of not doing the right thing. And that's a tough life. It's not to be dramatized the way Hollywood has done it.
I feel like these rats, they want people to be scared of them. They want to put out how tough they are, and it's fucking weird. It's weird, especially Barillo Pad.
Oh my god, it's false
Chief
power.
Stuckums. Chief Stuckums.
It's knowledge is power. That's right. Full green light.
Wise God TV, what's up, man? Go subscribe to Wise God TV.
Yeah, that's
look
a good
at
show.
it like if rappers can be gangsters, anyone can be a rap gangster now, man. You could be from the woods and be a gangster rapper now. Anybody can. It's insane. It's just like when you go to prison, right? All these people are like, I had this on the street, I was doing this and that, but they can't buy a suit.
Yeah.
Or they can't bond out with $100 bond or something. But they can be anybody they want in prison.
Mm-hmm.
They do it in rehab. They do it in prison all the time. So,
like American Gangster, the movie of American Gangster was, I'd say 80% true, but the rest was all Hollywood bullshit. And the real life is they all rat. The minute they get arrested, they all ratted on each other. Gene slowly opens the
hit that like button, subscribe, put the notification on all. Let's get back to this video.
He probably scared to go to the mess hall.
Yeah.
Got here.
Well,
they all got the same shit. You know what I mean?
And in jail, of course, you have to adapt to where you're at. Do they ever adapt in there? Where do they go?
They all listen. I always said this: jail's an X-ray machine. You watch a guy come in. I used to go on a tier. You watch a new guy comes in. He walks on the tier. You watch him for 3 days. Whatever the he is, he'll find. Okay. If he's a good guy, he'll find good guys.
Yeah.
If he's a homosexual, he'll find the homosexuals.
Yeah.
If he's a rat, he'll find the rats. He'll hang with the rats.
Yeah.
If he's a fucking, he'll hang in the. Just watch him for 3 days. They find it's an X-ray machine.
And you have to.
Then you know what they are.
Yeah. And that's how you or anybody else that's in there, you figure out who you can hang with or anything like that.
We got a handful of good guys. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago in the 80s, I was in McKean. We had 80 good guys, 100 good guys. I mean, we had a good time. It was all men.
But you adapted, so it is a good time.
It's like being at Boca Beach Club.
Yeah.
Laying in the yard, suntan lotion, handball, breaking balls, cooking. I mean,
Yeah, you have to pass the time.
Now the system's all f***ed up because years ago there was no
Okay.
Well, if you got pinched years ago for like porn, whatever the they get caught with, it was only 3-4 guys.
Yeah.
So, James Simpson says, what can New York say about it? It's not Philadelphia's call. No,
it's not.
Philadelphia is ran by New York. There's a commission. Correct. There's something called the commission, and the commission oversees everybody. And there's like certain people from families, and they're on the commission, and they make the final call. So they sit around and they make decisions, and they run Philadelphia. Philadelphia doesn't run Philadelphia.
No.
Now, if Joey Merlino is still allegedly the boss, the boss and be on the internet the way that he's on the internet. I thought personally that he walked away from the life and he's not involved with it anymore. So I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. What do you think, Sonny?
I think that I think he walked away, but didn't walk away. I think he left the door open if he wanted to slip in, or they left it open for him, because I think he would have been scooped up already from some of the things that came out of his mouth. But he's playing it very well, close to the vest. You know, he's able to travel up and down from here down to Florida, go down to Molino's restaurant in Boca Raton, and you know, he's living a good life. But eventually, they're going to turn around and say, "Where's all this money coming from?" That's why he needs this podcast to show. You know, one of the rules that came into effect in that life about 15 years ago was you couldn't even be considered for a button unless you had a steady, legitimate job. So nobody can question, you know who I'm talking about. Where's all your money coming from? Well, I own 2 car dealerships, or I own a restaurant, or, you know, I work at this place or that place, and my wife works over here. So it makes their job a little bit harder. But when you're not on the books anywhere and your only thing is now this podcast, you know, you better be doing pretty good, because you're doing a lot of traveling and eating a lot of places, which you know he's not paying for. But still.
Driving Rolls Royces and
Exactly right. Exactly.
He has
You
a
know,
lot of high power people, but listen, without that life, would he have those friends?
he would not.
No,
He
would
would.
not.
He would. No, he would not. And I'm not saying anything against him as a person. He is very philanthropic and likes doing the right thing and taking care of the homeless, the people that are less fortunate. He's always been that way. There are a lot of people like that. You know, John Gotti was very big like that, but he never publicized it, which is ridiculous. But his answer was, you could ask Angel. His answer was that he didn't want that being public, because then people wouldn't look at him with the same reverence, which I call fear, that they do. But he used to give away tons of money to the bookies, but then to the charities, and the same way. And that goes all the way back to the Al Capone days. Al Capone was very big on the poor and the homeless, and he would open up warehouses and serve them food every Thanksgiving and Christmas and this and that and da da da. So, you know, that's their way, or the ones that constantly donate to a church and build a school for them and everything else. They think that's going to open the gates up in heaven for them. They're going to ignore everything else that they did, and that's not going to happen either. So,
I mean, you want to get technical, John? Philly runs itself as an organization, but they do what the fuck New York tells them to do. Like, this is the bottom line.
Always
they kick up to New York. Like, this is the bottom line. You don't think it's true? Do your research. I mean, you're probably from Philadelphia, right? You got a lot of pride. A lot of people there do, you know, and they can't accept the fact that they don't operate on their own. They can't. You can't.
They're subsidiary.
They wouldn't have the power. They wouldn't have the power to operate on their own.
The only thing now that's different is that almost everybody from that commission is either in jail for life or dead. So, you know, everybody's kind of on their own right now. But when you sit down to the paperwork and what's involved and who reports where, Philadelphia still reports to New York.
I think I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but I think they formed something people not aware of. Yeah, I think there's a board.
I read you.
Yeah. Here, let's watch. I have some wild. I know you heard about the corruption in the labor department, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
well,
like the old days.
Well, I have an interview with someone who was being. I have interview with someone who was being. They were being swindled out of their money.
I was going to say coerced. Yeah, okay. And when is that going to
drop? Sometime this week, maybe this weekend. It's a touchy subject, man. It really is, you know, because I mean, this guy's exposing a lot of shit, and I'm just like,
yeah.
But Hey,
And again, that goes back to the old days. They're trying to go back that way and establish, but the people aren't the same. You can write the same rules from back in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, right before everything fell apart and then came back together again. But if you don't have the people with the same mindset as back then, it's never going to work. Never, never, never going to work.
no,
So,
it's just not the same. It's not
no.
the same anymore. It's
Mhm.
it's
That's
not.
right, Salvatore.
It's not even close to the same as it used to be. There's not the same pedigree of people.
Right.
There's a lot of people who cooperate. Now you got social media, you got all this technology. There's no way around the technology thing. So either they got to accept the technology
Somebody should take
because
out.
there wasn't
You
a
know
lot
what?
of people on the internet.
Yeah, there was no internet back then when it really first started.
No.
Somebody should take out Al Gore because he invented the internet. So everybody are sitting in their rooms like we are now, and saying what they want and doing what they want and flexing their fucking phony muscles and shit, and nothing can happen to them because nobody knows where the fuck they are. Oh, excuse me, I forgot we're monetizing.
Oh, trust me, Salvatore, they need New York's blessing. Joey just didn't take over. I'm the boss now, and that's it. This doesn't work like that. I mean, you could think that. That's okay. But that's not how it happened.
Well, yeah, in part. I mean, certain people disappeared from the planet.
There's a lot of wheels that go into this. It's a lot
Mhm.
of it's a lot of cogs and wheels, and it's not as simple as you guys might think, you know.
Gene.
Yeah,
Gene,
keyboard gangsters, Sonny, bro.
That's right. That's right. I'm reading David Hunt's comment there. Gene can explain he's Porsche because he owns a car. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right, so listen to this.
Go ahead.
Philly's so tough, right? Then how come that this guy can get away with this?
Little fucking midget mafia, Joey Molino got something to say about me. Joey, you're 4'2". I see you in Tampa, I'll slap you around. Okay, you're the boss of 3 guys, the Philadelphia Mafia. You actually be a member in your family, I'd rather be a Latin king. Okay? Get lost, you're an active mob boss on YouTube, you're a fucking clown turd.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Come on, man.
To me, that was all designed for Joey to get his guinea up and come back at him, because if he threatened him, even on social media, he's going back in. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I'm very convinced that he said a lot of MFs and probably punched a few walls and shit, but didn't do what they wanted him to do.
The Young Turks just took over. They did Lucchese's Try Not Try, the Muscle In. They were politely told where to go.
It really has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it does in a way what the Bronx just said about what's going on with Trump.
So listen to this. Let's not talk about no politics on here.
No,
man.
I'm just
let's
saying.
Let's not do that. No, because
wait a minute.
I can get banned. You can get banned for talking about politics.
I'm not doing politics.
I don't do politics.
It's
Trump,
being done
none
the
of that
same way
shit.
with this genre. It's the same thing. If they go after a guy and they hit him with all kinds of things, it's because they want him. So, they haven't gone after Joey. They haven't gone after Gene. They haven't gone after Francis. So what does that tell you, aside from Joey?
Gene pistol whipped a made man. He pistol whipped Ali Shades. So now you put your hands on a made man, you know what the rules are, right?
Absolutely.
But they don't have to collect right away. They can wait. They'll wait 10 years.
It's
but
forever.
They will collect. 100% they will collect.
There's still a contract out on Joe Pistone, Donnie Brasco.
100%. There's still a contract on Sammy.
That's right. That's true too.
And Gotti's dead. There's still contract on him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna fulfill the contract? Who the fuck knows?
Maybe to be on a live. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, it would.
You won't get monetized with that kind of content.
No.
Yeah, Stanford.
All right, let's get back to the video.
Now with this internet, they send it to, when they pinch them, they pinch like 4,000 people.
Yeah, it's like
What's
a sting, like a whole
Well,
operation.
yeah, but they send it now because of the internet. They can send it to you in Philly, somebody in fucking China, Arizona.
Yeah, it's wild.
And they pinch. And now there's thousands of them coming in.
know.
It's all's in there.
They bust them in.
But listen, it's all's in there. Listen, rats and it's just, the system's all fucked up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But they don't have them in the penitentiary. In the penitentiary, they can't even.
They can't hang.
When I went to Beaumont, they don't even put you like captains or they throw you right on the comp belt.
Yo, a lot of these cooperators too, they come on here and talk about their times in prison. They were in cooperator units. They weren't protective custody, man. They weren't running around with their chest out on the yard. It wasn't like that. They were protected.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 100%.
So they were all together.
That's where Barillo goes. Come on, come on.
I
Let's
always
go to
I always
protective
wondered how
custody.
I always wondered how they didn't go the way of Whitey Bulger. Now I know
Because
why.
they didn't send them to where they sent Whitey Bulger. They should. They should send them there. But that would be the outcome. Same thing that happened to Whitey. Because they would not last in a fucking real prison, whether it's state or feds. They wouldn't. They don't accept cooperators. Sammy the Bull, the same thing. He was in a cooperator unit. He was in protective custody.
Well,
all of them. Barillo, Dominic Sicali, fucking all of them. Gene, John Alite. They were all in protective custody, man. They try to act like they were in the yard with their chest out. This recent rat, the one from Mob Wives, what's his name? Hector Pagan. Protective custody. But he was on Nadu's show acting like he was in general population. He failed to tell you he was in protective custody. He's like, I was with the ABs and I was with this gang and that gang. In protective custody, you were. Because they don't accept people who cooperate. It's the bottom line. Like, they
I'm
want
sure
to
that's
deceive.
part of the deal.
Yeah. Send them to
Right?
where
Yeah.
Whitey went and see what happens. They ain't going to survive. James,
I'm
thank
surprised
you. I
how
appreciate
fast he
that.
went.
Yeah, it was like the next day. He didn't make it long.
No, yeah, it was 1 or 2 days later. Boom, zip. And there's an FBI agent still in Florida federal prison that supposedly
Hector, the junk collector. If Sammy is such a gangster, go get the millions of dollars that you still have that are out in New York City. People owe him millions of dollars on the street. Go get your money, gangster. He ain't gonna do it. And that was the idea behind this show, is for us to have a fair debate about this whole situation.
right.
Let's get back to the video.
Where's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Texas.
Texas.
And they tell you, if you're a rat, you got serious problems.
Yeah.
And there they give you 20 days to get your paperwork, your PSI.
And what's that mean? Like you have to show somebody
Show them
else?
that you want your paperwork. That you,
Yeah.
that you didn't, that you didn't rat. They tell you on there. But they got fake PSIs now. They make people make them up.
They
so
do.
They say they don't.
When you check in and you go in there and you have, you're bunky or whatever, don't you have to provide paperwork to make sure you're allowed in the cell?
Yeah, they check you out.
Yeah.
You're bunky.
You're getting smashed.
No snuff. Listen, I've never had to show my paperwork to my bunkie snuff. You just have to make sure people in there want to make sure you're not, you got bad charges, be a tree jumper or, someone who's not so savory. But they don't, I mean, if you feel like you're going to give them your paperwork, then yeah, by all means. But no, you don't walk around like, yes, sir, here's my paperwork. That don't work like that, man. They figure out who you are.
Why doesn't the families do that? When you come back out, why don't we just say, wait, before you can even talk to anybody, let me see your paperwork, and then dox them and then compare it to what you can find out,
A lot of these people that cooperated, they're talking about they're still around active guys and they're respected. I don't know what guys you're talking about, because anybody that's a real gangster, they're not going to respect someone like that, man.
No.
Maybe
never.
behind the scenes, they're going to be cool with them and be buddy with them. But right when they hang up or walk away from them, they're like, fucking rat. I've already seen it. I've seen it firsthand
Mhm.
when someone come on here and say that they respect these people. But when I was in their presence, they were calling them a fucking rat.
Correct.
It's
Well,
weird,
it was
man.
like John Gotti and Willie Boy Johnson there. I think it's Willie Boy, right? That was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he told him, "Listen, I understand what you did. I can't condone it, but kind of put him at ease, thinking nothing was going to happen." And I'm sure he meant it when he said it, but still, the rules are the fucking rules. My life was in your hands, and you, huh?
Exactly. The rules are the rules. If you sign up and you take an oath, I think you need to ride it till the wheels fall off. You don't, they were going to cooperate against me, or they took my money, or they make up an excuse. You're in that life. Ride it till the wheels fall off, and that's it. Now you want to cooperate with the government, and now you want to come out here and act like you're a stand-up individual. It just
100%.
doesn't work like that. Don't work.
I call it mental masturbation. They jerk themselves off to come up with a reason why they did it. That's exactly what they do. You know that. Well, I did that because of this. No, you know what? Forget the last part of that fucking sentence. You did it. End of story. The rules are the rules, and this is nothing personal. That famous line, it's strictly business. And you took an oath. You let something burn in your hands, and you promised to protect where you were going to, and you failed. So now you got to go with what's going to happen.
And then you got these offies who were never a part of it. They weren't even not even close to getting made or anything like that, like Sausage Lips. He wasn't getting no damn button. No way. He put his hands on a fucking made man. They don't need to collect the debt now. Like I said, they didn't need to do it right then. That's not how it works. But eventually, you don't think he walks around with his fucking head over his shoulders?
I don't even think he walks around, to be honest with you. I don't think he goes
out.
No, I don't think he goes out.
Yeah.
Right.
They go in the back of Ubers and say, "We're in Philly."
That was the biggest joke I ever saw in my life.
We're in Philly, man.
And now Fat Andy's son, I always forget his name, was saying that he was made. Now it's coming out in public that he was never made. But now they're saying that Fat Andy was never a captain. He was never made a captain. So,
what?
I think, yesterday. So I think I
got some information coming out about Anthony Ruggiano.
That's it, Ruggiano. Yeah. Too many lies. He's very well versed in who was who and what was what, that you could have known from growing up as a kid and shit, but you could find anywhere, Wikipedia, just type something in.
That's what happens when you read books, man.
Exactly.
You read a bunch of books, and his father was a serious guy. His father said rats aren't made, they're born.
They're born. That's right.
His father said that, not me. His father, man, when he passes away and he sees his father, it's not going to be good, man. Good old Sausage Lips. So many shows are calling him a mafia hitman. Never killed no one in his life. The only thing he ever killed is a door jam. Fucking door jam.
You see how excited and how high he was when he had that sit down with Sammy? Look at this man. I never seen that. Oh, go back to that.
No, that's not a real picture. Listen to this.
Oh.
You bitch. You watch. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking scumbag. You do that to me. You a fucking piece of shit, bro.
Because you're wearing Ric Flair's stolen jewelry and I told them?
That's not. You're a piece of shit, bro. You're a fucking piece of shit.
So now you're threatening to murder me.
You're a fucking piece of shit. I did that to you. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? How do you do that to somebody you care about? I might fucking murder you, bitch. You watch. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking scumbag. You do that to me. You're a fucking piece of shit, bro.
because you're wearing Ric Flair's stolen jewelry and I told them?
That's not. You're a
It
fucking
is.
piece of shit, bro. You're a fucking piece
So
of
now you're threatening to murder me.
You're a fucking piece of shit. I did not to you. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I'll tell the judge and prosecutor to suck my dick like I done before.
Yeah, well.
I can't wait to see that happen. He's gonna get
Man, let me
busted
see
for that Ric Flair jewelry shit. He's
Yeah.
He's got 1 foot in the penitentiary already.
I got news for you. He should be locked up for saying, "I'm going to murder you, bitch." You know, when she repeated it back, that's when I knew it was a sign. Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that a real picture
Yeah, that's a real
of him
picture.
and Ric Flair?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Got his hands in Ric
But when
Flair's
she said,
pocket
"Oh,
while he's
now you're
posing
threatening
for-
to murder me,"
That's crazy, man.
Uh.
Crazy. Mr. Gangster, right? Real gangster. Yeah, he was getting made.
and then, yeah, right. Now Joey Molino had him on his show like a month ago. Ric Flair. Did you know that?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Gene gently applies
Coincidence?
Vaseline to Anthony.
To
Gene's
Anthony.
going to have all to sell that car wash that he doesn't own.
Right.
Gene Barillo does not own a car wash 100%. Uncle Pete says you can hear the fear in his voice. He's scared to death
Absolutely.
of going back to jail.
Absolutely.
Hope the jewelry is worth it. You dope.
He was in a state, as I told you, right, Bill? I said he's in a state of fucking panic right now.
Yeah, he is. He probably, I know, man. Hey, he did it to himself. I didn't do it to him. You know, I
Yep.
just cover stories. I didn't make him say that to her.
You know,
Honestly,
everybody-
I hope they change their life, dude. I want to see people do good things.
Right.
This guy is just bad news.
But everybody was jumping on. If you remember, it was me, you, and Ori. We were all together on your show, and they were saying how it was fake. And I'm saying it's not fake. Listen to the man. You know, he was in a friggin' state of panic. He's like, "Holy
100%.
shit! How do I get?
Yeah.
I can't get out of this. How do I get out of this? I have
And
to
he
go on
did-
and say that she's making it up. No, she's
He
not.
did
making it
not
up.
know that they were recording either. You heard her laughing in the background.
Yep. So when she repeated that, "Oh, so now you're threatening to murder me," that was for whoever the tape was going to, because in real life she wouldn't repeat it. She heard it. She would say, "Really, you're gonna murder me?" You know, something like that. But oh, now you're saying you're gonna murder me? So nice and clear, she said it, nice and slow. She wasn't scared or excited because she knew where the tape was going to be going. So
Shout out to Catalano TV. Go check them out. Go subscribe. Full Green Light. What's up, man?
Barello.
Catalano, tell him he's a prick from Thomas Boyd. Bro.
Tommy Boyd. I used to hang out
No
with
way
him.
that was fake. He said, no way that was fake.
No way.
Here,
Absolutely,
the fear
Uncle
came
Pete.
from deep inside his soul. 100%.
You could hear it because the more he got madder, the stupider he got and was saying stupid things and he couldn't take it back.
What's the matter? You don't like it when people tell on you?
Right. Ah, very good. Very good.
Goes around, comes around, huh?
That's great. That was
this is
great.
better. This is
Warn you, but I'm gonna fix it. I did this to the door. Warn you, but I'm gonna fix it. I pushed the door in. 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 I did this to the door. Yes, I pushed the door in.
And his car is on file here.
Yours. But I'm gonna fix it. 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 But I'm gonna fix it.
So if I get charged for this,
You're not being charged. You're not being charged. You're not being charged. You're not being charged.
I'm just the only one taking it. Word.
You see the fear in his face there?
Yeah, he looked how about this?
Paying for these women? Yeah. Paying for these women?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are they from again?
You're crazy.
It's fucking see-through. It's like skin. It's just like there. It's fucking see-through. It's like skin. It's just like
Oh my god!
Where?
You know what's amazing to me? She tapes everything.
I
And
know.
why isn't he reaching? Why isn't he reaching for that phone and saying, "Give me that damn thing"?
Man,
She's taping
he needs to stay away
everything.
from her. She seems to be the problem. Well, I mean, he's the problem, but she seems to be like an instigator. She's
Oh
I
yeah,
don't, she's
she knows.
just as
She knows
crazy
what
as
buttons.
him. She's probably
Yep.
crazier than him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's still there, so
Oh
she's
yeah,
got to be.
crazy. But hey, man, as the world turns, right?
Yeah,
Let's
as the
watch the
stomach
rest of this.
turns.
Yeah, as the stomach turns. Let's watch the rest of this video.
You're a rat. You ain't got a chance.
Wow.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's
Stabbings,
crazy.
smash with lockers.
It don't matter.
They took the microwaves out. They hit a guy
Yeah.
with a microwave. I mean,
Everything.
that's the way it should
You
be.
were
though.
telling me that somebody stole some out of your locker when you were in.
Listen, I was in Farrington.
Yeah,
This. We're gonna have this kid on. We got 2 guys coming on in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I got to set it up. I didn't set it up yet. These. I had a lot. I never locked my lock.
Yeah, you
in my
didn't need
locker. I had 200 packs of cigarettes, 50 books of stamps. That's the money. Cigarettes and
Yeah.
stamps. They didn't steal nothing. You know what they stole? My indictment. They stole my indictment and my phone book.
To see who you were
Whoa.
talking to.
Oh, well, they'll go on and say, yeah, I got his mother's phone number. They read the indictment. That's how easy it is for them.
Yeah.
They read the indictment. Yeah, Joey did this, and that. Then they go down and tell the government. Yeah, Joey told me he did this. Joey told me he did that. I got his mother's phone number. Here's Rita's number. I got his sister's number.
How do they get
That's what
away
they
with
stole.
that?
My indictment. Nothing else.
That's
Nothing of
crazy.
value. But that's more valuable because they're trying to get out of jail. They'll do anything.
They're trying to get you in trouble.
It's a joke.
When you were in jail, not that you're glorifying her or anything, but when you're in jail, the gambling, the playing cards, the breaking balls, handball, right? This is like a big thing.
Handball. We worked out.
You play for
Poker,
stamps, cigarettes.
Poker every night. Pinochle.
Yeah.
Gin.
That's crazy.
Bet the football games. Same thing. Bet the tickets. They got
of course, they know there's tickets
Bet the
getting run
games.
through.
Yeah. Funny. I mean, it was good.
Well, you
make
have
the
to-
best of it.
you
Listen,
make the
nobody
best
wants
of
to
it.
be there, but you make the best of it.
Because you're a man.
Like all these guys, I would love to see them walk in Beaumont.
Never.
They could take a heart attack pulling in.
Wow.
Crazy. Rah said the toilet just got clogged, Staxx. Why? We got a floater in here? Where they at? Point them out. Where they at? Point them out.
I think can he get rid of them?
What? The floaters? Yeah,
Rah,
flush
yeah.
them,
Is
man.
he a moderator?
No, yeah,
Oh,
Rah
then he
Rah's
did.
good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
he
must have
probably-
flushed them.
Yeah, put him in a bathroom.
Put him in a bathroom.
Put him in a bathroom.
And that scene at the very end of the alley where they were throwing the dice was a good friend of mine, Beansy. He was a good friend of Jilly Rizzo and Frank Sinatra and everything else. And he fought with the director that he wanted to be the one to throw him in the bathroom because he didn't like the actor. The actor was walking around like he was a tough guy. And Beansy wanted to be the one. He goes, I won't unmonetize you. I'm going to effing really throw him. I'm going to throw him. I'm going to pick him up and throw him into the bathroom. And they were like, no, you can't do that.
That was funny when they were putting him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
They're like, get in the bathroom. You're fucking up my bed. Get in the fucking bathroom. Like, oh,
When they
you
went to-
guys in the bathroom.
When they were at the track, come on, four. And he turns and he goes, oh, shit. Oh, I was in that movie too, and I got cut out.
Oh, you
Imagine that.
were?
Yeah. They
Oh,
filmed a
shit.
lot of it up in Astoria, like the whole scene with the bikers.
What
it
about
was
Don
filmed in-
Blasco? Were you in that one?
No. Didn't even know they were making it, to be honest with you. But it was a good flick. And that's another one. You know, if you talk to Joe is a good friend of my dad's. If you talk to Joe, he's 40% of it, his words, is strictly Hollywood, you know. But the basics were true. And the ending was true.
Yeah, shout out to Freddie Diaz. He never did nothing to Whitey Bulger. Whitey did that to himself. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to be released immediately. That's crazy that they put him in isolation for 4 years. Like,
Who?
that's inhumane, man. Freddie Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's suspected of doing that to Bulger. Don't worry, I went to Bulger's grave and I left a present for him from Freddie. Put a Happy Meal on his grave.
Did you?
And I took the toy. And I took the buns off the thing. I took the buns off the burger because I know he likes the meat.
What was that movie? The Departed. That was based on Bulger.
That was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
That was true because it showed both sides of the street and how corrupt they were. It was great.
It was really bad up there in Boston, man. There's some serious guys up there. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They didn't fuck around. There was bodies every day popping up around Boston.
And the Jack Nicholson part was Whitey. It was based on Whitey Bulger. He was great in that too. You know, I'm watching it in my home, in the comfort of my home, and I was like getting goosebumps and getting nervous that he was going to come through the screen and slit my throat. That's how good he was.
I'm sure a lot of people felt like that.
Remember when he smashed him with the cast?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, that scene was so real. And then after it's done, he goes, "Okay, all right, just calm down. The pain will go away." I'm like, yeah, that's what they should show more of. People remember that scene more than anything else. You know, you see on these movies and shows, they fire a bullet and you see a guy fall. You know, anybody that's ever been shot, it don't happen that way. You burn, and I'm talking from experience, like I'm sure you are. You burn this hot 200, 300, 500 degree metal searing on the inside of your body. You don't just fall down and say, "Ow," you know what I'm saying? So
I've never been shot, so I don't know.
I've
never been shot.
No, they make us numb to
not in real life.
How about stunned? How about stabbed?
Yes, sir.
All right, so when you get
4
stabbed,
times. When that knife comes out, it doesn't hurt when it goes in. But when they pull it out, bro, oh my God.
I was just gonna say that. That's when everything gets ripped.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt really too bad when it goes in, but when it comes out, it hurts like a motherfucker. It was
that's what she said.
Almost one of the worst pains I've ever felt.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah. I've been stabbed a couple times. A few couple times. Thank God I'm out of that life, man, and I'm living right, you know. Now I volunteer. I try to help my community. I do great things, and I got a lot of great things on the way, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
What do you
think? Yeah, where I'm at now in life, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was begging God to give me a chance at life and to be sober, and he answered my prayers.
And he will continue because you're answering what he wants you to do.
So if anyone's out there and you're struggling with drug addiction,
you see what he just wrote?
Tried passing a kidney stone, a lot of pain. Yeah, I've seen people that were that had those.
I had one that was coming, and it was coming out, and couldn't wait. The pain was unbelievable. It didn't come out, so I had to live with it for like 3 days before they finally. Wow,
you got to just live with it. Fuck that, man. Just deal with it.
What doesn't kill you? I didn't see that one. Oh, I'll watch that one. Mark Ruffalo and Ethan Hawke. I like those two guys.
There's a lot of new movies on the way. You know that?
Yeah.
There's a bunch, man. There's one about Vito Genovese. There's one about Vito Genovese. There's another movie about Tony Accardo getting his house robbed.
Yeah. I think the one about Vito is De Niro's in that, right?
I think so. Yeah. De Niro's in that one. Yeah.
Right. I thought so. Yeah. He always talks about, I'm tired of doing mob movies, and that's all he does anyway. You know what? Accept what you're good at, right? Sit back and enjoy the fucking money and shut up. What do you want to do? You want to see Robert De Niro dancing in the rain? Come on.
Thank you, Thomas. I really appreciate that. Anyone that donates, man, it means a lot. If you want to donate to the channel, you can hit up my Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. You can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. And I'll leave a
Hey,
link.
you
in
got
the
you got to be
description.
getting close now to at least pick up a laptop, right? Let
Close.
everybody know how far away you are, so we can all jump on it. You know.
I need about 10 more thousand.
I knew that was coming.
No, I need like 400. I'm pretty close. Hold on, I'm gonna play a clip.
Go ahead.
Let me play a little clip real quick. What do you think about them cops getting beat up in New York City, man?
Oh man, made me sick to my stomach.
Released without bail.
That's what got me. And then they went to California. They can't find two of them.
They got some of them, right? They grabbed a couple of them.
They got two out of the four.
Yeah, they were trying to cross the border and leave, right?
Yeah, they were going to go down through California. Exactly right. But that's them. That's why New York is the way it is. You know, down here in Florida, DeSantis just is pushing a bill right now, today as we're speaking, that it'll be illegal to sleep on a sidewalk or put up tents or anywhere. He's jumping at it before it even begins because they're all running out of New York and California and shit. The gangs that came down here are leaving, and they interviewed a couple of the gangs and the presidents and enforcers and all that shit. And they said, we can't stay in Florida because in Florida, you go to jail. In New York, you don't. There you go. That explains everything right there, what's happening.
Florida, they're really, they're taking care of it before it becomes a big problem, you know?
Yeah, being very proactive, without a doubt.
Here, let's check out this clip of Brian's Angels.
Okay, what's your name?
Stay tuned. It's about to get real. Brian's Angels, they're packing lunch bags for people.
Oh, wow.
Great stuff. They hand out hot meals every day except Monday. Coffee brewing. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's one of the volunteers. Sandwiches, chips, pudding, coffee. Everybody, I'm at Brian's Angels volunteering today. Go check out briansangels.org. Help your community.
So if I go to Brian's Angels, is there an address I can send a few cases of water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, briansangels.org. It's
very
on
good.
Center Street and Summer Street in Bristol. I go down there whenever I have some open time. It's hard because I'm always doing things, but I make it a priority to go down there and help out. Just like I make it a priority to go to church every week, man. I'm dedicated to doing what I do.
It's a good feeling, right? When you're in there, when you come out. Yeah.
100%. It's the best feeling, man. Like, there's a lot of people that are intense with kids, sleeping in their car with kids. They're hungry. They need clothes. They want a hot coffee. Like, that's the least I can do for people is make them a coffee.
Absolutely.
Give them some socks. Make a hot meal for them. Give it to them. It feels really good, man.
There's still a very large group of disrespected people that don't deserve it. Everybody says, go out and get a fucking job. No, it's not that. It's not that way. They can't afford it. They can't afford the bills. They can't afford a house. You know,
there are some entitled people there that think they're entitled to everything and it should just be handed to them, but it don't fucking work like that, you know?
Right. Yeah. We got to get back to
the ones
helping each other out. Yeah, I agree. Good work.
Yeah, the BLM founders stole all the donations for themselves.
Unbelievable. Trips.
Insane.
Cruises, cars, houses.
Crabs. They were buying crab legs.
Oh, I thought they had crabs.
Probably. There's been trouble in the city with migrants for weeks around here. Yeah, go to New York. Met me out there, man. I was in Times Square, live streaming, right? Like, yo, I'm in Times Square. Pope rolls up on me. What's up, man? I'm like, oh shit.
Did you see the video of a kid in New York in a T-Mobile store? He's ripping all the phones. You know, they're attached with like a wire.
Yeah. He's ripping them, putting them in his pocket, ripping them. That was in San Francisco.
Oh, I thought it was New York. And they're all standing there watching them. Nobody does a thing.
Everyone's holding their phone like this. That's all everyone does. Hold their phone. They don't get involved.
Because at first I didn't know what he was. I thought he was doing a magic show or something, you know. And then when they got in close,
New York is crazy. When's the last time you've been there?
Maybe 6 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, when we were up there, right?
Yeah.
When I met you.
I took the ride into what you call it, into the city, and I went to go to one of my favorite restaurants, closed. So Jesus Christ, because I'm down here 4 years now. I went to one of my other ones, closed, and then as I'm going down Third Avenue, you know, up around the 60s into the 70s, there they are laying out on the sidewalk in the street, and here I am taking shots at San Francisco, and my own hometown is no better. And they go in 15, 20 at a time, rip a place off. Nobody says a word. They don't get arrested. If they do get arrested, they get let go. It's
how about this? Woman gets dragged along NYC street by migrants on mopeds, linked to dozens of attacks, released without bail.
No kidding.
Yeah, man. It's getting insane. So let me find this video.
But you still want to bring everybody to the table and argue that we don't need a border patrol. We don't need a wall up to keep people out.
Listen, it's not about migrants. It's about illegal migrants. It's not migrants. It's illegal migrants.
Correct.
If you come into this country legally, there's no problem with that. But when you come in illegally, that's a fucking problem. Correct. And I mean, there's going to be dire consequences because
like
of
when they were putting. It's almost too late. They're all over the place. Chinese came in that way, so they don't have to come into the airport.
I think they need to call in the National Guard and handle it, all of it. They're going to have to.
That's what DeSantis down here has almost 100,000 National Guard. I mean, 1 million National Guard, and he's got them up all over the place. He just sent like 40,000 over to Texas to help out down there, and he offered California to send them 50,000, and California turned them down. So, you know, DeSantis, now this ain't to become president because he's not in the race. That's who he is. So now they're talking, maybe down the line, they might say, I want to break away from America. And if that ever happens, they'd be one of the, I think they said the 5th largest country. Oh.
Yeah, they want to break away, right?
Yep.
Are they going to do that? Texas going to break away from America?
And Florida. Florida wants to do it too now.
Wow.
Maybe make them one country. Yeah, the illegals, full green light in New York, are getting $1,000 debit cards.
Let's take a look.
Pattern 156. Essentially, it's about 62 cases right now, 7 boroughs, grand larceny, snatches, and robberies with phones taken. Putting out essentially a hit for people to go do his dirty work to grab phones and stuff. So he's the big target. He's caused a lot of problems in New York City. And hopefully we'll grab him. We get some headway on this.
First of all, thanks a lot, guys. Listen, we saw what happened on the video.
Look at this dumbass mayor with the fucking $700 scarf underneath his bulletproof vest.
Right. Yep.
It's crazy.
When we're having that Sambuca, I'll tell you some stories about him when he was on the job.
And there are 172,000 migrants and asylum seekers who are here. Overwhelmingly, many are here just want the same thing all of our families want. For those who think they're going to come to our country, break our laws, assault our cops, that was not only an assault on an individual, that was an assault on our system of public safety. They're going to use organized method to commit crimes. This can't happen, and it won't happen. Not in New York City.
What do you mean? It already is happening. Too late.
Correct.
Too late, Mayor.
Correct. Too late. Hey, Catalana TV. Yeah, I'm down in North Palm Beach.
Emerald, what's
Yeah,
up, man?
he
Full
was
green
he
light.
was a cop.
Bruno.
Bruno was saying he was a cop. He was. I'll just leave it at that.
Insane here in Chicago. Chicago too.
Yeah.
They should have kept dropping them off at Martha's Vineyard. That's what they were doing. They dropped off a whole busload
Oh
of
my
people
God.
there. And they were like, nope. They put them back on the bus and sent them off.
You know, fucking
They were
Obama
like,
went
it ain't
nuts. Wait,
happening
whoa,
here.
whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
We can't have these people here.
No.
I thought you were giving them a good life and everything. Oh yeah, but not by me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little different when it's in your yard, right?
Correct.
Oh man. I got a long day. I got a lot of editing to do. I'm going to be dropping some videos, so stay tuned for that.
There you go.
What are you doing today,
Hey,
man?
we just did an hour and a half. It flew.
I know. It was great stuff, man. We got a lot of information out there.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of good comments too. In and out. You know, like you're paying for gold.
I only have to flush 2 people. that's not
that's
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you one question before you go. You did the editing on Molino? Taking the curse words out? How hard was that?
Oh, it was hard. Yeah,
Oh
it was about 150 in that
Oh
5-minute video.
Holy jeez.
No wonder why I love YouTube. Shit. Crazy, man.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks
I
for the invite.
appreciate you. Have a great day. And if you guys like this content,
too,
hit the
everybody.
like button, subscribe. Go check out Sonny Grasso. He's got a Patreon channel, all that stuff. Go subscribe to my Patreon channel. Put a link in the description of this video. If you want to donate to the channel, you can hit up the Cash App or Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats. And honestly, I wish everyone success. I don't hate on success. I hate on fucking idiots. That's what I hate on. And we're going to keep moving ahead. I got some big, major things in the works. And you guys will be along for the ride. So if you like this, hit the like button. If you don't like this content, too fucking bad. Start your own. I appreciate you. And remember, don't be a bitch.